welcome to today's episode of Leadership Go with the Brainy Leadership Team. Once again, I'm Michael Brainy, and today we want to also look at another area of leadership that is very important. I will call it a key thing that holds every leader in place, something that gathers the waste of every leader and makes him or her work a success, and that is values. We want to talk about values. When we talk about values, what's values? Values are simply set of beliefs that one embraces, which influences their way of behavior. Which means that if you are a leader, your way of behavior or your output is directly proportional to the values you embrace. For example, if you're a leader and you believe that corruption is normal, it's just an average thing, everybody is enjoying it, or you're in Ghana, so you think that that's the black man mentality, so you also have to go by it. It's a value you have embraced. So that is what you are going to show forth. And one interesting thing about values is that if you begin to put out a set of values for people to see, it's difficult for you to correct somebody when the person has gone wrong. So one of the leadership gurus who has passed away, the great Dr. Miles Monroe, says that when you lower your standard, you can't lift it up again. Anytime you lower your standards, you can't lift it up again. So if you put yourself out there and paint yourself as a leader with certain beliefs, it's difficult for you to even correct somebody because you've already lowered your standards, and you can't tell somebody to lift their standards up because you yourself are at fault. So values are very important. But how does values come about? Values come about, the basics of values is information. So your information you feed on influences your mindset, and your mindset influences your values. And your values is what you exhibit as your action. So if you really want to go back to the roots of putting things right as a leader, then you have to be very particular about the information you feed on. So be very particular about who you are listening to, be very particular about the books you read, the kind of associations you have. All these things influence your mindset. And once your mindset is done, in our subsequent episode, we'll be dealing much more with the mind. It's a very important tool in leadership. If you want to work with the mind, it's a very, very important tool in leadership because you cannot leave anything beyond your mind. What characterizes your behavior stems from your mind. So you have to really be particular about the information you feed on. If you found out, as our previous episode we talked about discovering your niche, if you found out this is what I am born to do, this is what I am committing my life to do, if you found out that this is what I am dedicating my whole life for, then you have to start feeding on the right information, which involves the people you are listening to, the books you are reading, and your associations. These three are very important. As you feed on these things, it boils down into your mind, stays into your mind, forms your mentality or your mindset, and this influences the values you exhibit. So if you're a leader and you are going the wrong way, or the values you are exhibiting now, you evaluate yourself after watching this video and you realize that things are not going as expected, go back to the information you are receiving, go back to the people you are associating with, go back to the kind of books you are reading. In fact, there are some books, even though are good, does not fit your niche to read. For example, a coach will decide to read books on sports. It's a good book that is going to help him or her in the leadership field he or she finds himself. But if you are in faith and you begin to read books on sport, I wonder how you can lead your church or the people God has handed over to you, or you're in academia. It's going to be difficult for you to do that. So embrace the good and the right information that is going to influence your values. Once your values are set, it's difficult for you to compromise. We will talk more in our subsequent episodes on values. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Michael Brainy. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell for notifications and share.